I'm going to be sharing an article about one of the craziest things in search engine optimization I discovered in the last year. This was written December 24th, 2023. I shared this discovery on the podcast as well, but things have changed since I shared it. And it really is crazy. A website went from not existing to less than a year later ranking for over 200,000 keywords. And now it only ranks for 24,000 keywords and its SEO strategy has changed. Imagine going from new website to in under a year, ranking on Google for hundreds of thousands of keywords. And that's what you are getting on this episode of the podcast. This article is called "This Website Didn't Exist 1 Year Ago." I wrote it myself. If you search "This Website Didn't Exist 1 Year Ago" and my name, you will find it. It is also in the description for this podcast. Here it goes. I thought I had seen it all. Up until lunch on Monday, I was Googling to see what ranked for Twitter X ads glitch. I was expecting to show up, but wanted to see which content of mine ranked. In case you don't remember, I discovered a crazy glitch with Twitter ads where I was getting millions of impressions and thousands of link clicks for $1 per day ad spend. I made a bunch of podcasts about it, went super viral with it. So I was expecting to see myself when I Googled it, and I wanted to see which content of mine ranked. And it was one of my podcast episodes about it. But it wasn't on YouTube, and it wasn't my site. It was instead on a site called Eightify, eightify.app. Not only that, the bulk of the page was an AI-generated summary of my podcast episode. My episode was only embedded as a YouTube video, and the content was 40% misleading and inaccurate. And so rather than be angry that this site ranked with my content, I was instead curious, and I did some digging. And here is what I found. I remember now, at the time when I found this, it did not describe the Twitter X ads glitch properly. The AI-generated summary was inaccurate, and it was ranking high for my keyword with my content. And I'm like, fine, if they're going to do that, I'm going to share this because this is a crazy SEO discovery. So here's what I found. This website did not exist. Oh, it was strange. Eightify did not exist 1 year ago. It was made at the very end of December 2022, right after the release of ChatGPT. Yet, somehow, it ranked on Google for over 200,000 keywords. I lost my appetite but finished my lunch and took my computer to my desk. I put on my Berghain techno playlist. It was time for a deep dive. By the way, that playlist is insane. I still listen to it almost daily to get into flow state and just pump out amazing copy and amazing work. All right, so this is how Eightify got these results. And I want to stress this. I have never seen anything like this in search engine optimization. Actually, since then, I really haven't seen anything this crazy. This probably is one of the craziest things I've seen in SEO ever. And I didn't even think ranking this fast for this many keywords was possible. But it is. And I'm going to tell you how. Here's exactly what it is. Eightify is a Chrome extension that uses GPT to summarize videos. When a user creates an AI-generated summary, a page gets created on the Eightify website with that summary. GPT writes the page title, meta description, subtitle, and text. GPT classifies and categorizes the summary and then uses these categorizations to do two things. Number one, to organize it on the site so that every page is linked to from the footer. As in, you can go from the footer and navigate your way to every page. And then number two, recommend related summaries on each page. The website, it also looks clean and nice, so this helps retain visitors and gets them clicking through to related summaries. This reduces bounce rate. But most importantly, the AI-generated text passes GPT writing detectors. On 0gpt.com, it was 0%. So I'm going to try it now, and I want to see what I get. Crazy. I still get 0% AI GPT. 0% AI score. Wild. And on the page, it says it's written by the founder of the site, even though it's generated with AI. It has the founder of the site listed as the author. And there's an author page and everything with a LinkedIn profile and an X profile. And there are several different authors. And this isn't how it was in December when I wrote this. Like I said, things have changed since then. So I'm going to continue reading the article. We've established that AI writing detectors are not being able to detect that this writing is AI. And this means it's possible that Google's algorithms don't even recognize this as AI-generated text. And Eightify isn't even using a special AI. They're using GPT from OpenAI with specific settings that get it past AI writing detectors. Their homepage even says GPT powered. All right, press. There's one more important element. That's press. From my days doing SEO for enterprise companies, Microsoft, Time Inc., P&G, etc., I have access to a $15,000 per month SEO tool. This gives me incredible data. It turns out Eightify didn't start ranking until September. However, when you see their press mentions, this makes sense. It looks like there was a press push starting in late spring. And this press push increased Eightify's SEO domain authority fast enough that Google started ranking its pages in September. I talk all the time on this show about different ways to get backlinks. Yesterday, I recorded a podcast about press releases. That press release episode was episode 438, but I make so many episodes about how to get backlinks and increase domain authority. And, this is a crazy finding. They weren't ranking until September, and they did a press push, and their traffic from Google shot up to the point where a few months later, they were ranking, just only a few months later, they were ranking for over 200,000 keywords. The next section of this is called the Ouroboros. The Ouroboros is an emblematic serpent of ancient Egypt and Greece, represented with its tail in its mouth, continually devouring itself and being reborn from itself. Berghain techno still blaring, there was one more thing to investigate. What happens when an LLM trains off AI-generated text? The quick answer, it ruins the AI model. Eventually, the AI will generate complete nonsense. And because Eightify's content ranks high on Google and passes AI writing detectors, there was a massive chance that both Bard and GPT train off it. Now Bard is Gemini. A bit different from an Ouroboros, this snake doesn't get reborn. This, I believe, put Eightify at risk of a considerable penalization. I sent this cold message to Eightify's founder, and this is the message that I sent. I said, you should block Bard and ChatGPT on your robots.txt. I did a deep dive into your SEO results yesterday, and I just sent this to be nice. I did a deep dive into your SEO results yesterday because it's the most impressive thing I've ever seen in SEO. But if you don't block Bard and ChatGPT, you may get a penalization from Google as LLMs are training off unchecked AI-generated text. Easy way to mitigate this risk. Add user agent GPT bot disallow /summary and user agent Google extended disallow /summary. Add those things to your robots.txt. This makes it so ChatGPT and Bard will not train off your AI-generated content. You can also add no AI into the meta robots of your summary pages. Meta name equals robots, content equals no AI. No AI isn't industry accepted yet, but it might be, so it's an easy precaution. Hope this helps. You're crushing Edward. Within 30 minutes, he put in the required code. So if you have a software product and you want to get SEO results like this using AI, make sure you block Bard and ChatGPT from your content, unless you have human reviewers. And the last part of this article, now that this is possible, my mind opened up. I truly did not think there was a way to rank mass amounts of AI-generated content. The opportunities here are tremendous. Bottom of funnel SEO, the most powerful marketing channel there is, can be automated with thousands of pages created. This means you can bring huge amounts of purchase intent traffic to any brand, any product, any service, anything. This isn't all, of course. If you have a piece of software with user-generated content, you may be able to enhance each user generation with generations from AI. And if you follow what Eightify has done, you may be able to get a ton of extra traffic through this. Regardless of what you do, I think it's important to know this is even possible. I'll end this article by repeating the accomplishment. This company did not exist 1 year ago. Now it ranks on Google for over 200,000 keywords. But like I said, things have changed. So now this is me speaking off the cuff about what has changed. All of their summary pages, and those are the pages that were ranking for hundreds of thousands of keywords, they've been removed. Why? Why did they get removed? Because not long after I published this article, Google made a huge crackdown on AI-generated content, and people were reporting who were using mass amounts of AI-generated text to rank on Google. They were reporting penalizations across all of their websites associated with their Google Search Console. Google Search Console is Google's proprietary tool for accessing their search index. If you have a website, you submit it to Google Search Console, you connect it to Google Search Console. Google knows who is connected to what websites. And so companies that were using lots of AI text, their website using the AI text got penalized, but in some instances, All of their websites, even websites that did not use AI text, got penalized just because it was connected to the same Google Search Console, just to really scare webmasters and marketers. And it was crazy. There were so many people reporting these issues on X and all over the place. And around that time, all of these summary pages on Eightify, they went down. They were taken off. And the website went for only ranking for, I think, like a dozen keywords or something. And then here's what they did. They put up translation pages, and instead of summaries, which was a hub page that had all of these AI-generated summaries for each YouTube video, they used a /media subfolder. And now Eightify only ranks for 24.8 thousand keywords, almost 25,000 keywords, which is still great for a lot of companies. But compared to 213,000 plus keywords, which is what it was before, well, it's a lot less. And before it had 2.2 thousand keywords ranking in positions 1 through 3. Now it has 28 keywords ranking in positions 1 through 3. Something else that they did, they blocked so many crawlers from scraping their site in their robots.txt. The only one that cannot be blocked, so if you use Screaming Frog and you want to crawl their site and see their site structure, the only one that cannot be blocked is Microsoft Edge. However, they were trending on the SEO subreddit, so I wouldn't be surprised if Microsoft Edge is disallowed as well in the robots.txt. But right now, Microsoft Edge works as a user agent to crawl Eightify. So what do I think about all of this? I'm going to tell you, I have a bunch of different apps, and I've talked with my co-founders about putting in something like this for my apps. And ultimately, I have decided against it. I'm going to give you my rationale. Before I give you my rationale, I'm going to say this doesn't mean you can't do it. So my rationale was, we're playing the long game. I believe any brand can succeed and succeed in huge ways if founders are willing to stick with them. But I think trying to take shortcuts that could damage a brand, especially with algorithms, it's just really risky for playing the long game. And I don't need that risk. I have plenty of ways to get lots of users. Plus, like I said, it could affect the other properties under my Google Search Console. Some people are willing to take that risk. I am not. So I'm not doing this. However, if I was to do it, and don't get me wrong, I still consider it all the time. This is what I would do. I would have human reviewers for each AI-generated page. And I would go hard, especially doing it with bottom-of-funnel SEO. I would have an AI train off of extensive documentation for our software, and then make thousands of bottom-of-funnel SEO landing pages, all of them heavily human-reviewed for each piece of software. And that would be crazy. Instead of getting a lot of top-of-funnel traffic, which doesn't convert, we would be getting a lot of bottom-of-funnel traffic, a lot more than normal, because we still do bottom-of-funnel SEO, and it still works really well. But quickly generating thousands of these pages, that's next level. So if we were going to do that, that's what we would do. We would go hard on AI-generated bottom-of-funnel SEO landing pages, and they would be heavily human-reviewed. And don't get me wrong, we still might do this. And Eightify is still ranking for tens of thousands of keywords. And the site only was created at the very end of 2022, beginning of 2023, so it's still crazy. So this is what I wanted to share with you on this episode of the show. It's a site that used AI to go from 0 to nothing. It used AI and press and backlinks to go from 0 to nothing really fast, and then back to nothing, and now to a fraction of what it once was. But for many sites, that fraction would still be great. And I gave my opinion about these strategies, which is you can try it if you have an appetite for risk, but there's lots of other amazing ways to get tons of qualified traffic. But if you do try it, just make sure you have lots of thorough human reviewers. And that is all for episode 439 of The Edward Show. This is my daily digital marketing podcast, 7 days a week, every day. It is Monday, September 16th. I am feeling great. Hope you're feeling great too. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. I'm going to talk to you. You know when I'm going to talk to you. You know when you're going to hear me next. It's going to be tomorrow because I'm going to make another one of these. I'll talk to you then. Bye now.